All right, this is a review video for the proportion relations and percentages test. In this video, we're going to be focusing on the skills which are going to show up for the unit test on the Summit platform. And I strongly advise that you actually watch the series where I go down in this skills in detail if you're struggling to do these problems. Because this is meant to be a review for someone that already knows how to do it, right? So it's not supposed to be where you're learning the learning. And so having said that, this is very similar to what's going to be in the test. So if you can do this here, you could also do it in the test. They're just going to be different numbers. All right, so the first set of skills we're going to do here on the first three problems is figure out how to convert from decimals to percentage in fractions, which is an important skill, not only for this unit, but for things that we're going to do later in the year. So to convert from a decimal to a percent, all you have to do is move the decimal twice to the right. So you're going to do one, twice. Oh, by the way, you can pause before I do each problem, and that way you can make sure that you have a chance to practice it, right? So this would be 12.5% then. Now, to go from a fraction to a decimal, you just literally find the last house, this one, and realize this is the house of thousandths. And so you write the fraction as a thousandth, like this. Now, if you then write the top, the number that actually shows up at the top, you should have what you need to make your fraction. Now, this is a valid answer because it doesn't ask you to simplify, but you could, because the top and the bottom can both be divided by 125. And if you did that, you would just get 1/8 as your final answer. But either of those would be actually acceptable. How about starting from a percentage and going to a fraction and a decimal? Well, the way I do this is actually to go from a percentage to a fraction, you just lightly write as it is a percent, like 65 per cent. That's what percent means, right? Divided by 100. And there you go. You have your fraction. Now, this could be simplified to 13/20ths, but you don't need to do that unless the problem asks you to. So that first answer would have been acceptable as well. And now to go to a fraction from a decimal, you have to move to the left twice. So you're going to go one twice. So this is going to be 0.65. All right. Now we have to start from a fraction and going to a decimal. Fractions are literally division. So that just literally means 3 divided by 8, which if you put in a calculator, you're going to get 0.125 as your answer. Now, what about percentages? Well, for me, it's easier to actually start from a decimal to go to percentages. And so I always convert to a decimal first and then percentages when I'm starting with a fraction. But this would be moving twice to the right, the same thing as 12.5%. And there you have it. That's converting from decimals to percentages and fractions and vice versa. In the next video, we're going to do a few other problems here from the test that have proportions and things like that in them. So I'll see you guys then.